So let's talk about what imposter syndrome actually is. The definition is the persistent inability to believe that one's success is deserved or has been legitimately achieved as a result of one's own efforts or skills. In other words, the inability to believe that you deserve and are worthy of what you achieved and what you have accomplished. The inability to believe that you actually are worthy of what you have worked so hard to become and to do. If you've been watching me, you know that my take on the situation is you don't have imposter syndrome. What you have is some projected onto you bullshit. And I'll put a link to that video somewhere around here. Really what it boils down to is you knowing who you are, knowing your value and your worth, and knowing the purpose that is flowing in you and through you. And when you have recalibrated yourself, you've recalibrated your cells and your energy, you've recalibrated your subconscious to know and understand and trust and believe and be convicted in this, you will then be able to just eliminate the symptoms of what they call imposter syndrome. So why tapping? Tapping interacts with your stress response system, right? Your amygdala and your hypothalamus. It reduces cortisol and your adrenaline levels so that you can relax and reduce the stress that happens in your body when you feel what you feel when it comes to imposter syndrome projection. It helps rewire your neural pathways tied to your negative emotions. And its purpose is to reset your energy system, your energy body, to reset your subconscious, to reset your stress response so that you can have emotional freedom. Do you want emotional freedom? Okay, so let's tap. Step number one. Okay, so when you think about imposter syndrome, place your dominant hand over your heart and really think about what comes up for you when you think about they're going to find me out. Do I really deserve? Am I worthy of being where I am right now, of the success that I have achieved? You place your hand there and give yourself a number. How strongly do you feel this imposterism, this imposter projection? -10 meaning it's like ruining, destroying my life. I feel it everywhere in my body. It's like really tearing me down. And 0 being a place of zen, neutrality. Imposter syndrome, what are you talking about? I don't even feel it at all, right? So from -10 to 0 on that scale, feel into your body. Where is imposter syndrome for you? I like to ask my clients to give themselves a color. What kind of color comes up for you when you think about it? Step number 2. We do the setup phrase. So this is the karate chop. So we're going to start tapping. You can tap not too hard, right? Tap where you feel it. And you can tap at this frequency. And we're going to repeat the setup phrase 3 times. Even though I often feel imposterism, I love and accept myself. If that phrase is hard for you, you can say, I choose to love and accept myself. Don't forget to breathe fully through the process. Breathing moves the energy. Even though I feel imposterism sometimes, I choose to love and accept myself. Even though I sometimes feel imposterism, it blocks me, it stops me, I choose to deeply love and accept myself. Then we start tapping, and we're doing intuitive tapping. So we start to tell the story of the negative emotion so that we can clear it. I've been told that I was not good enough from different sources in different ways in my life. And I have shapeshifted to fit the narrative of what might be good enough, of what might be acceptable, of what might be lovable, of what might be hireable. All of this has caused questioning. I ask myself, who am I? Do they know who I really am? Will they find out who I really am? What will happen when they find out? Do I really have the abilities I've been portraying or that I say that I have? Do they think I have those abilities and capabilities? Can I really do this? Have I actually really been doing this, producing the results and the outcomes that I say I can produce? How have I been doing this? Am I really doing this? Do I really have that power? Sometimes I question myself on and on and on and on. And it shows up for me sometimes when I make a mistake. It shows up for me sometimes when I think I have failed. It shows up for me when my husband thinks I've failed or my partner thinks that I've failed. It shows up for me when someone says something on social media, they criticize me, give me feedback. It shows up for me when I see someone do something that I've always wanted to do, but I didn't. It shows up for me when I'm applying for something. It shows up for me when I'm requesting something. It shows up for me when I've been super successful at something. I start to feel self-doubt. I start to feel self-sabotage. I start questioning my own abilities, my qualities, my achievements. Do I look the part? Do I sound the part? Leading sometimes to feeling like I'm a fraud, leading sometimes to perfectionism, like I have to be perfect to feel like I'm not a fraud, leading to overworking, sometimes feeling like I'm working myself to death, having to prove myself, having to please others, having to satisfy their expectations, even when it doesn't match my own. Sometimes avoiding challenges because it feels like I'm not qualified or I'm not capable. Who am I anyway? Sometimes minimizing my achievements, acting like or downplaying them, or attributing them to someone else or a divine power or luck or chance. And I know that some of this comes from religious doctrine, from culture, from socialization of what success is or what's acceptable for women or someone of my culture or my race or my ethnicity. And now I realize that that's playing into imposterism. Now I realize that's not really who I am. And now I realize I don't have to stay in that. I know who I am. I remember who I am. I have legitimately learned and earned. I have legitimately achieved and succeeded. I know what it took for me to get here. I am worthy. I am deserving. I am authentic. I'm supposed to be here. I worked hard to get where I am. I'm designed to be who I am and to do what I do. I am destined for success and for achievement. I am that I am. I am where I am, and I deserve it. I am grateful and joyful that I am here. I am grateful and joyful that I am here. I am grateful and joyful that I am here. Okay. Dominant hand over your heart. Breathe. Feel into that number. How many notches did you move up towards 0? Feel that in. If you chose a color, did your color change? Did it shift? Good. Just breathe a sigh of gratefulness for yourself. This is Latoya, your guide and coach for energy mastery for success. I am sending you so much love and power always. Check the links. Don't forget to subscribe and share with somebody who really needs this power today. Bye for now.